I think I'm live, you guys. I think. Except if you can hear me, put a one in the chat, except I can't see the chat. Okay. Let me see. Welcome. No. Okay. Oh, that's the chat. Oh, there. Now I can see it. You guys getting this button pushing business down. So, good evening, Sissy Joanne Stevens. Mike's Chaotic Gardening said he can hear me loud and clear. I think I have the big picture. If you can see me on the big picture, can you put a 2 in? And I will see if I can pull it up. See if I can pull it up on my phone so that I can see the chat. I tried something different. Garden Quilt and Art Show. Hold on, you guys. This technology is not for weaklings, I tell you. So, Garden Quilt and Art Show. I'm clicking on that. Trying to see if. Well, oh, Donzel Cooper's. Hey, nephew. Thank you for coming. So, you guys say that you can, but I'll just try to look at you from the chat. Let me see what this overlay button does. No. Oh, that's when it pushes it on the side. I'll just do that. How about that? Yay! Auntie Nana's learning new tricks. Oh, yes, she is. Oh, yes, she is. Now to see if I can. Oh, I found it, you guys. I put my old, not my old computer, my old sewing machine, my one of my favorite sewing machines, up there because people like to see the traditional stuff. I think that's why you guys come. So I want to thank you. Why? Because good friends become family. Mike says, no button pushing. Well, what happened was, Mike, if I put on my Dollar Tree glasses, they're just like straight magnifying glasses. When I put on my good glasses, I think there's some magnifying down the bottom, but I don't get to see it. 755 Media, thank you for coming and welcome. I saw you in the kids today. I also saw you at the sewing machine with your sister, Sissy Joanne Stevens. 755 Media calls her little sister Sissy too, except she spells her Sissy Sissy, and I spell you Sissie. I don't know why, but you want to hear something funny, you guys? I also spell mommy. Most people spell mommy Mommy. I don't. I'm different. I spell it Mommie. I'm different. I'm different. I'm special. So, for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you in the bushes, you're welcome as well. I would especially like to thank the moderators and the friends and family channel members. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. I'm looking at all these things on the screen. Oh, guess what? Bam. I just made you guys big. So I can see you over there. I put the countdown in. Dolores texted me today because She told me, I see you learn Restream. Yeah, you can teach old horses new tricks. And I ain't no one trick pony now. I could do a couple of things. You could put the chat on the big TV. The big TV is in the bedroom. And I don't know how to turn on that TV or this thing. It's too much stuff, too many toys. But I can see you guys just fine. And I'm just learning a new venue, and it's going to take a minute. So, hey, Mona, sifting some soil. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, you know what? Mona and I met years ago on a gardening challenge, and we've been friends ever since. And I want to show you something. Well, first, where are you guys watching this from? What state or what area of the country, or what grow area? Oh, now see, I can see you guys popping up fast. My Renaissance grandma, I saw you up there. I think I did. I think I did. I have it on slow because I'm going to sew, and I want to try to. You say you're proud of me. Thank you. I'm proud of you too. I saw your garden and your tomatoes. You brought them inside, but I saw you when you planted them. Saw your signifying neighbors when you were out there. Oh, you're in Arkansas. I have to tell you a funny story about Arkansas. So one time I was driving across country in the winter, pulling a tow dolly, what do you call it? A U-Haul, and I got stuck. My favorite colors, Mona, are purple and purple and purple and purple. I like black too. I wear black a lot because when I'm creating, dark colors don't interfere with the colors I'm putting together. Joanne says it's Arizona. It's time to start planting some food. Yes, 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 y'all. Yes, yes, yes. I want to show you something because I've been harvesting my little bit of groceries in my garden. I have a community garden, and I didn't grow a lot this year because I had surgery and some other stuff. Maria Graham, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm noticing that on Restream, I see everybody in like just black and white, but on my phone, I can see living color and see the mods and the channel members and everything. Just something easy. Yep, just purple and purple and purple. And so I've been saving seeds because this has such a Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut 6B, and we have such a short growing season. Maria Graham, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? And how are your eyes doing? Are you okay? I meant to call you today. I get so busy, but if you ask me what I did all day, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what the heck I did. But going back to the garden, I harvested all the peppers that were out there. I thought winter was coming. So I was an unfit mother, auntie, nana, whatever. I didn't really water them this week. Went out there, had all these little tiny baby hot peppers, cayenne, jalapenos. And I said, if I just given them a little bit of water. Oh, yes, you guys, thanks for the thumbs up, giving the thumbs up as you come in the room, because it does something to the algorithm, and maybe I can reach more people. Each one reach one, each one teach one. And I'm trying to show everybody the things that I know. Wow, I can still remember what I know. Sometimes I can't remember if I took my applesauce and took my medicine in the morning. or I fall asleep before I do. That's funny. But look, you guys, you know what? It's getting dark out early, and in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, daylight saving time is ending. Well, just last Saturday, I dropped, I stuck 2 seeds in here just to see if they were viable, see if they would germinate. They were some of my second or third generation bell peppers. And my bell peppers got big, 755 media. They did. They did. I chopped them up. But look, in 1 week, they germinated in my arrow garden. Poor things. I'm sorry about that. But you guys will be going to the upper room. Why? Because I don't have anywhere to keep you until next May or June when you can put them outside, because peppers like warm weather. It doesn't get warm here until like Memorial Day weekend. Some people are energetic and they plant early, like my Yankee sister Homestead. But she has a garage. She has a garage and, lights and everything. I don't have a garage. I have lights, but there's only, you know, what do they say about molecules or atoms? No two can take up the same space. G Mama Grows. Hey, Nisi. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. It was nice talking to you on the phone today. You guys, the world is so mean nowadays. It is so cold. If you don't hear from your friends, people, I say good friends become family, families and family, what is it? Good friends become family, and family is everything. I hadn't spoken to her in a long, long time, so I just wanted to check on her today. Grow it in a mason jar? Okay, Mike, I'm gonna let you come over here and tell me where to put that daggone mason jar. Another mason jar. Ain't no more room for nothing over here. For anything. Oh, speaking of which, let me show you guys something. So I'm working on my Christmas gifts, my birth anniversary gift, which is in my birthday is in November. It's on November 13th. That's not a Thursday, but that's also when I went live for the first time 2 years ago. Hey Kelly, I bring it every day. Thank you for coming. Last week I showed you over there some pillows I had piled up on the sofa. There's only 4 left over there. The others are in a box going in the mail. Mother, Ego amote mommy. Yours, I fixed your black one with all the butterflies and dragonflies. And I don't know how my mother got her pillow all busted open, probably in the laundry. So the opening that you stuff it, I unstuffed her whole pillow, took all the stuffing out, re-sewed it 3 times. Let's see if you can break this one. And then I sewed it shut with blue jean thread, doubled up. You're working on my birthday, sissy? Sissy, don't send me anything but love. Don't give me anything but love. I don't know where to put another thing. Okay. So those pink pillows over there are actually birthday gifts for my great granddaughter. Mother, Mike's Chaotic Gardening is saying hello. Maria Graham saying hello, Mother Pankey. And you know when the girl's birthday is? One's birthday was July 6th. The other is September 21st. They didn't get their birthday gift yet, but they know Nana's peddling and they don't want a gift from the store. G Mama grows hard in the garden, says, hello, Mom. So they didn't get their birthday gift, but they will get their Christmas gift on time. Let me back up. Oh, I forgot to put the thing on the stool that I put the computer on. So this box is Simone's quilt that she ordered last week. I reinforced that pillow. I did 755. She can't tear up this one. And I have one little piece of that fabric left in case she does, that I can make her another one. So this Simone's quilt is going to be a rag quilt, and it's going to be pink and purple, and the back of it is going to be a really soft flannel because she has a little boy and he might want to get under it and it'll be really soft. So I can't give one great granddaughter a quilt, and it's going to be a simple quilt, a rag quilt. I can't give one little quilt. It'll be about 50 inches wide by about 6 feet long because they're tall. The girls, hey Darthex, thanks for coming and welcome. They're about 5'8" and 5'10". They're taller than me. G Mama will be growing in the house over the winter. And that's just what they do. I have to have room to sew and to paint. Right, 755. If I have to put my paints in the spot, my water jar, where instead of the crack keep method. But and Michael, I have to be able to step into that competition in February for the indoor growing. I have to save an inch of space for that because I'm gonna have to spank y'all's little bottom. I already won the first one. I wanted to let somebody else win the second year, like Watermelon Wars. So I can grow stuff. I can cook stuff. I can do a little bit of most things. I just have to space myself as I'm growing more mature in my elderness. And it's like a budget. You can't blow it all at one time. Won't be able to forget your birthday now, G Mama. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice, you guys. So, what are you guys growing in the winter? Or what are you planning on growing this winter? Yes, indeed. We must have painting time. Oh, guess what? 755. So I knocked over a box of fabrics that I was moving around to do something today. And guess what I found? I found a big container, sort of like the one I had out the other night, and it had some of my acrylic paints in it, but not my good acrylic paints. I have my oil paints, I have my good acrylic paints. Then I have some everyday acrylic paints that I share, and so I will be taking some of those out. I need to paint a new sign for my garden that says "Do not take anything from this garden," because people think that because it's a community garden that the community can go take stuff that they didn't plant. Oh, you got a delivery, Michael. He will be right back. I'm waiting for Mike to come up and paint. Mike paints, and I know he can hear me. He does a lot of things, but he won't tell anybody. So, G Mama said she'll be growing more kale. She's fallen in love with kale chips. I love kale chips too. Kale chips. I like sweet potato chips. I like plantain chips. I have a dehydrator. Haven't heated her up this year, and my air fryer has a tiny dehydrator in it that I can do like small things. So what did I harvest this week? I harvested, I think I showed you on Thursday, one last squash. It was a tiny acorn squash. I took all the peppers out there that were off. I actually have an aide now, a helper, and she helped me harvest the thing. My back is still hurting though, bending over, looking in between those plants, trying to see if there was anything under the leaves. And there were. So I brought them inside. I promised someone some hot peppers. I have enough hot peppers for me, and not many people in my family like hot stuff as much as me. as much as me. You know, you can dehydrate oranges, you can dehydrate anything. Anything. I have sage, oregano, thyme, in quart jars, you guys, from last year. My ginger, unfortunately, I didn't grow any this year because I got started too late. I usually start ginger inside and then put it outside in June. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you, 755 Media, when you were talking about your ginger. Now, everybody is different. Don't come for me, y'all, when I tell her this. But ginger likes a little bit of afternoon shade. It doesn't like full afternoon sunshine. I've grown a lot of it. And when I first started, I accidentally well, my whole garden is shady and it's over near where there's a tree, and it did just great. It did great, 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 great. I had so much ginger, I dehydrated it, but I gave my last jar of it to one of my niece daughters that came to visit. You got one squash from the butternut squash seeds you sent. Okay, I have more, and you see, I don't know why, and you see, I test all these seeds. So what do I have to send you guys? There's something over there. I've got butternut squash. I've got that came from my food. I've got pepper seeds. I've got a lot of butternut squash. Look, you're checking on your ginger in a bit. You have full sun here. Well, you know, you could plant something that grows taller than it that likes full sun and it will shade it. Maybe put some corn out there, a few corn kernels to shade it. Yeah. So, or plant it at different times so some will be taller than the others. There's options, but don't worry about it. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you have. So, is anyone making any gifts this year? I took out some more stuff, you guys. I'm always taking out stuff. And then people said, you don't see me finish it on air because I actually show you guys what I'm working on that week. You're checking on the ginger. Oh, okay. So when I was taking out some batting for the girls' quilts, I had some pre-cut, it wasn't pre-cut. I pre-cut it a while ago. I had this set of four, these will be placemats. So there are four exactly alike. Why? Because I started something and then I saved them. So it already had the batting cut for it. Then I had, when you sew, you always end up with orphan blocks. Some of you have seen this one. So I'm going to add a piece. This block is called 5440 or fight. And I'm going to put something on the end of it and make a casserole pad. Why? Because I can't use all this stuff. Those two table runners up there are going to go out by Christmas. I'll do a little giveaway because that's what I like to do. But you know, the thing of it is, it costs so much to ship everything. You know, I started saying, well, I'll do a $10 cash app, whatever. But then you don't get a piece of me. You don't get a piece of me. I am going to be sending out some fabric postcards. My new aide has been here a week and a half. She has already made a neck support pillow, taken it home. She has already pieced together a the the quilt blocks that I had with the red fabric and that ugly frog fabric. Well, I gave it to her and she's already pieced them together. She did the twosies and the foursies, and now she's made the eight C's. So she's going to have 6 rows with 8 blocks in it, and she pressed them. Now she's going to sew the 6 blocks together. But she's not making a rag quilt, so she has to get the batting and the backing for it. Shipping is ridiculous nowadays. Marie Graham says beautiful colors. Thank you. I love, love, love fabric. So it is 6:26. Let's go over and I will show you the colors for Sydney's quilt. Took out the batting. Dolores, I know you'll see this at some point. This is for your pink quilt that you'll get for Christmas. I did the top a couple of months ago, but I told you it would be for Christmas. So you will be getting it. Getting it. LSP, the freckle face artist. Thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you who are here the first time, I am a mother, grandmother, great grandmother, sister, daughter. I have lived off grid. I have lived on raw land. I have lived in small houses, big houses, had chickens, goats, ducks, horses, big dogs, little dogs. Mr. Hershey's back there somewhere. My 9 pound, no, he weighs 10 pounds now. Um, Therapy service Shih Tzu. And he barks for me when I couldn't see things. Now he's blind. I have to bark for him. Nancy, our treasured home. Thanks for coming. You know what I love that Nancy does? She has dietary issues and cannot eat certain things, certain proteins. She grinds up so many different things that I never thought about and makes her own flour. I will be doing a challenge, a cooking challenge, now that I have some help because I couldn't stand a long time or walk a long time before. So I have somebody to help me, all those little dishes to produce a video for cooking. And I have somebody to help me clean up, to help me clean up. It looks like a train wreck through in here sometimes. So I will be cooking more and I'm not going to pretend to lie about I didn't say that bad word, mommy. We weren't allowed to say lie growing up. We had to say a story, storytellers. But for I'm not even going to pretend for Thanksgiving, my birth anniversary, for Christmas and New Year's that I'm going to eat portions that I'm not going to eat properly. But starting in January, I'm going to do a $30 food challenge and cook. I think it's $30 for the whole month. I see some people doing the $30 challenge, but they're only cooking dinner. I'm going to take $30 and I'm going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I might accidentally lose some weight, huh? Ha ha ha. And Darth says, his version, oh, Flat Stanley, a caricature of your dad. Oh, that would be nice. I'd love to see that. If you'd like to come up and work on it, let me know. If any of you would like to come up, let me know. By the way, before I go to the machine, while I'm going there, it's only 2 steps away. I just have to be careful not to trip over some of this stuff. If you're new here, or just type exclamation mark GQUAT in the chat and share your channels. LSP, the freckle face artist, I would like to come over and visit. I'm actually a mixed media artist. I do a little bit of everything. I paint, I draw. I don't think, let me see if, I think you can see a corner of that jacket over there in the corner. That's actually a drawing I made of my favorite jean jacket. And it has some paint, some India ink. It's mixed media. There's one of my quilts on the wall up there, a crazy quilt. A wood burning of my dad. I didn't do that one. A family friend from Senegal Ndoye did it, Jabril Ndoye. And let's Papa. And yes, I've been doing my sit ups. Yes, I'm doing my bicycle. And I have somebody now to remind me to do all my exercises every day. Before I knew it, okay, so, oh, I saw G Mama Grows put her GQUAT in, it didn't come up. I do have it on slow down, you guys, so I don't miss anything while I'm over here sewing, because the chat is on my blind side. And I will show you Sydney's quilt. So both of my girls will have pink in their quilts. Pink in their quilts. So Simone's will be pink and purple. And Sydney's, I love girls with what's considered traditionally boy names. I just think it's so strong. So Sydney's quilt will be pink, and that color pink, and this color pink. The back will be this. Why? Because it's what I had. That's why. I'm using fabrics that I already had here in the house. And the pink, hope they like it. Put some spray in my hair, some moisturizer before I came live. My skin is so dry. My whole body is so dry since the heat's been on. I have to get the water in my vaporizer this weekend and get it going. So I'm not using that cute little sewing machine that I showed on my thumbnail, because I'm actually doing some heavy duty stuff on this machine. Oh, mother, guess what? You guys, my mother's king size denim quilt that I've been working on since last December, when I started collecting the jeans and unsewing them and deboning them. I got a call. Rambo Greenhans. Hello, be good friend across the pond. Welcome, 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 sir. And please, sir, may I have a bit more porridge? How are you doing? So, mommy's quilt is finished. And the long armor said it's really heavy. It was heavy when I sent it there. It's 112 inches wide by 96 inches long. And he's putting it in a box. He was, as of yesterday, $350 just to long arm it and ship it to Tennessee and back. Oh yeah, I started telling you, but guys, about driving across country. And there is a place in Tennessee called the Cumberland Plateau. It's between Nashville and Memphis. And you go up in the mountains. It's the Appalachian Mountains. And you go up, and for 26 miles, you never come down. You just stay up, stay up, stay up. Well, I got caught in black ice out there. One of those, you can Google it, the Cumberland Plateau and crashes. There were like hundreds of car crashes when you hear about that. And here I am pulling this U-Haul with wasn't a large car, but it had all my stuff in it that I was taking to California, and we had to be evacuated off these mountain range, either 17 miles ahead or 18 miles back. And I had a CB that my dad had given me, and the truckers, breaker 19, come on. And the truckers told me to get over where there was fresh snow on the right hand side, where it wasn't all mashed down by the trucks and the cars. So I got over there and I made it to the truck stop, and then a police officer put myself and Ivory, that was the little dog I had then. I put her inside my coat, and we had to stay at a hotel about 3, 4, 5 days until the accident was clear. So when we got out of Tennessee, I went to Arkansas and took the 81 south until I smelled the Gulf of Mexico, baby. I went through 10 west, 10 west until I got to LA. And it was so hot when I got down there, but that was scary. That was scary, scary, scary. Oh, the price of just the long arming Rambo greenhorns, and that I sent it to them because when I used to have a long arm machine myself, I was president of first vice president of the Carolina Long Arm Association. I was on several quilting groups, but I became friends with other long armors. Here in Connecticut, the going price is 3 cents a square inch. So I had them use their batting because, as you see, I usually use cotton, which is heavy. This one is heavy for real. Oh, I am a trooper, Rambo Greenhounds. Me got plenty heart, me good feller. Got plenty heart. I've also driven a 25-foot truck across country with a tow dolly and pulling my car over 3,000 miles all by myself. I have pictures of it. Auntie Joanne will tell you I did. Yeah. I used to be afraid of height before that. Before that. But now it's like I've already lived through that. So what I'm doing, this is going to be a rag quilt, and I've got part of these already sewn on the diagonal. So this is the front, this is the back. It's got batting inside, and this is a 10.5 inch block. So I've got most of the flowered side, one side partially cut because I had to count them. And my aide was helping me put the sandwiches together. I'm looking to see if my stomach is sticking out too far. You guys. Mother, Mother, it's getting better, Mom. My tummy tum tum. I voted, you guys. Don't want to talk about politics. Don't want to talk about what you're doing. All I want you to do is exercise your right and do something. So I've sewn across one side of the block. I will sew across the other side. Then I will connect them, one pink block to one flowered block, except I didn't have enough of these in the back. So there will be a couple of rows that will have all pink. But guess what? It'll be all warm. And hey, Anthony, T Hop, thanks for coming and welcome. It's amazing. I went to Connecticut. Oh, the truck that I rented, it was a 25-foot Penske truck. And with a tow dolly, it was 55 feet long, and it was overweight. And the brakes were bad on that truck. I couldn't go over 60. Have you ever driven through the Rocky Mountains? You guys, it's high up there. So this one is sewn. I'm sewing these across. So all this does, it's minimal quilting. It stabilizes the fabric so I can sew the blocks together. Because these young ladies outgrew their quilts. I made them quilts like 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, 2009. Wait a minute. Yeah. Um, But they were all three of the kids have outgrown there. It could be like a throw, but they 755 media. You can make this quilt, and you could use old fabrics, old shirts, scraps. The one I made for ARD and Rosilia Dad was made out of old jeans, old pants, and old shirts. I will be working on a shirt quilt coming up soon. So I'm just holding these down. Are there any questions? How many, you guys, it's just one block with a square sewn across it. Oh, and you can use any size block that you want. These are 10.5 inches wide because you can usually get 4 cuts across a 44-inch piece of fabric. And that way you can maximize the amount of blocks when you're cutting out fabric. But whatever size block you make, you cut your batting an inch shorter. So these are 10.5 inch blocks. I cut my batting 9.5 inches. You can make your blocks 8.5 inches, whatever size is good for you or the fabric and things that you have. Everybody's speaking to everybody. And, one of the reasons I like going live, sometimes, honestly, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. But I live an hour away from my mom. My mom is 93 years old. And except for FaceTime, she doesn't always hear the phone. She can get to see me live and live in color, see what I'm working on, see what you guys are doing, and we're keeping her company for an hour and a half. And she just loves this. She just loves it. Don't you, Mother Dearest? Anthony T Hop 42 saying hello, everybody. Are any of you watching the baseball playoffs? I like baseball. I like most sports. I used to play a lot of different sports when I was younger. Now the only sport I play is staying alive, staying alive. Ah, so I don't know what happened there, but it didn't catch. So I guess I was sewing too fast with this thick fabric, with the stitches too small. You learn to adapt and to, when something sounds funny, stop, because if you tangle some of this heavy duty, oh, hold on. Something is going on. Okay. The thread is not. It's like having kids. It's like having kids. I don't care how many kids are in the playground. If you hear your kid cry, you know that's your child's voice. I knew this was doing something and it wasn't sewing right, so I stopped. The thread had actually come out of this top spool here. You was thinking of me driving that 25-footer, Auntie. Oh, Auntie, I'll have to show you guys. When it got hot, I had to cut my jeans with my pocket knife. Oh, soccer, they call it football over everywhere else except here in the U.S. But you know what I like? I like rugby. I like rugby with no gear, mash them up, crunch them up. I love that. Knock 'em, sock 'em, robot sports. So, Mother, this this quilt is for Sydney, and those two pink pillows that I showed you earlier over there on the sofa. That's why I made them pink. so they match this. This was the yuckiest fabric. This pink, I got it because it was pink and it was on sale at one of the big box stores. It is so cheesy, but it's 100% cotton, and I wanted pink. I was going to use it for something else, but I said, I'm not putting that in some of my other quilts. For a rag quilt, just something to keep warm, I'm going to. Rambo says rugby is fantastic. I haven't been across the pond in a very long time, Rambo. The last time I was over there, it was the 1990s, I want to say. And I was on a business trip and I got upgraded to first class. We had oxtail in first class. That was amazing. And I went shopping. I went to Harrods. I went to, of course, to see a couple of the castle. I saw Windsor Castle. I saw the one that's downtown. I saw the Hartwell Estate, which was, oh, I forgot whose estate. It was big. We had dinner out there. We had a lot of fun. And the people are so polite in the UK. So we rented a car and a driver, and it was a Jaguar. You can't beat cotton. I like this thread count is about two, Rumbo. It's not 800. Believe that. It's horrible. It's nothing I've ever used in a quilt. But the girls are gonna like it because it's pink. So we had a driver, and somehow we got a flat tire on the left rear of the Jaguar. That's what they call a Jaguar over there. And it was raining. So there was another guy on this business trip and two ladies and myself. We're all sitting out there all huddled under the umbrellas. We had two big golf umbrellas, and people were driving by, saw the driver out there changing the tire, looked at us like we were trash, and they held the umbrella for the driver. It's like, we were so busy talking, so rude. Rambo says it's changed there. The whole world has changed, so I believe that the world will be a better place if you treat others the way you want to be treated. You don't need the police. I'm not saying you don't need them, but the police would be less necessary if people just learn to but live by the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Rambo says that people are nice. That was a fancy car window. Yeah, it was a business trip. Somebody else was paying for it. And of course, I always wanted to go to Harrods. Took pictures with the red phone booths. Took pictures, doing all kinds of stuff over there. I have them somewhere. I have to find all the old media with my old pictures on CDs and stuff. All the things we do, saving pictures. I wonder if in another century, if our family will be able to find them, because I have one old computer over there that I keep for one reason. Why? Because it reads and writes on CDs and DVDs, and everything now is flash drives. I have an old, I don't know, media player, I'll call it, and it takes cassettes, the little cassettes, and I have all that good old music that my second husband used to make. And it's like, I don't want to lose this old music. So I guess I'll have it converted to digital somehow, somewhere. Oh, you meant the red phone booths and the double decker buses over there. Over there. So, are any of you making any gifts for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa? I have a lot done. I have. You can't see it from here, but I have a whole bunch of key fobs. 755 Media. I have one of the a painting that I made that was where we used the scrap paint, and I painted a parrot on it. I forgot about it last week when you were up here live. There's so much stuff in here. The worst thing you can do when you're chain piecing. Oh, by the way, I have one of these little things, you guys. When you're chain piecing, this has like a little razor blade down in it, and you can just cut the thread with this. Can you see the little razor blade on the side in between the petals of the flower? Yep, yep. A person has to have their toys, right? I don't buy all these things anymore. I only buy what I need. I use what I have, and I try to use it all up and only get what I need. Who now need a cell phone size tardies? Oh, that's when back when I had my first cell phone. It was a flip phone, sort of. And guess what? They were $5,000 a piece then. Rumble said, face blue, smiling, smiling, Darth X. Rumbo, do you have a coat of arms for yourself over there? That's one of the things I plan to do. I have a little template where you guys can make your own coat of arms. So I'm just working along. Working along. How many of you like quilts or cuddling under them? Either quilts or afghans that are knitted or crocheted. Remember, they were so expensive. What was so expensive, Rumbo? Oh, the cell phones back then. And then you know what my husband did? He went to a bar after work. I was in school. I was in graduate school, right? And you couldn't have your phone. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. He had my cell phone and his cell phone, right? He left them in a bar. Both of them. We had his and hers, just alike. He left them in a bar. He ended up buying two more, but boy, was I ticked. Oh, boy, was I ticked. He actually bought the first one. But, as they say, nevertheless, nobody told you and blame it on the alcohol. So, is anybody going live tonight? After this? If anybody's going live, you're welcome to put it in the chat after we go off. Nikki's saying, hello, mods, and everybody. I appreciate all of you, each and every one of you. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Everything. How many of you like quilts? Not a bar. And how many, If you like quilts, put a 1 in the chat. If you own a quilt, put a 2 in the chat. Auntie Joanne, don't even put down how many quilts you have. I don't even know. You something from the Clark of Scotland, so I'm a descendant of that coat of arms. Oh, okay, Rambo. Rambo. My my family actually has a coat of arms. Well, my mom's family, it's on our t-shirts because one of her great grandfathers came over. Rambo has a quilt. My Renaissance grandma. Oh, my Renaissance grandma has a quilt. I love quilts. I don't have one on my bed except for a memory quilt from my dad's old pants and shirts. Well, I do have quilts, yes, but they're not there for, they're in a trunk collection for like quilt shows, or when I go places and tell people I quilt, I can show them quilts. I have a lot of quilts that I need to actually finish and put in some exhibits or the state fair or something. T Hop, where did, oh, you guys tell me where you got your quilts. Did you get it from a family member? Miss Shirley said she loves quilts. I think she has 2. Auntie Joanne, how many did she say? I don't know. Auntie Joanne has Afghans. She collects everything. She has a pot holder she bought from a farmer's market or something that's 25 years old. It is threadbare. And she just loves. You guys, the reason I ask is because you can sew a pot holder. People would love it. You got one from Dorma. Is that Grandma? Dorma? Who is Dorma, Rambo? Joanne, I'm sure you have more than 3 quilts. She does. She got more than 3 quilts in her family room. You got your quilt. G Mama Grows has a quilt that was made with homespun. You know, back during the Civil War, the ships were not allowed to deliver goods from overseas. So the people in the South grew their own homespun and cotton. Uh, Joanne Stevens says she's got at least 10 quilts. That's just rude. That's just rude, sissy. No, I'm teasing. She loves them. She never met a quilt she didn't like. Hey, Miss Shirley, everybody's speaking to you. I saw you, Miss Shirley, covering up your green stalk. Oh, it's cold here. One of my neighbors has orange trees, citrus trees, orange and lemon, and the fruit on them are about this big. Well, when I went to the garden this week, he had already removed them and taken them to a greenhouse that he rents in the wintertime, and it's heated, so his citrus plants don't die. And his wife said that the greenhouse that he rents is expensive. No, you're on your own, kids. When I put you outside, either you make it or we get more kids and put them out there. That's what's going to happen. Hey, Dolores. Thanks for coming in. Look at me, Dolores. No hands. I didn't push any buttons. I didn't disappear. I didn't do any of that stuff. I did the countdown. Oh, you just go, Auntie. You go, Auntie. Go, Auntie. Go, Auntie. It's your birthday. Yeah. You can teach an old horse new tricks, but it's a slow thing. Doesn't happen the fastest of fast. I had this machine out because I've got to sew some more jeans. Dolores said she can't speak to everybody. She's on, ouch, she's on her phone. I didn't prick my finger, but you guys, you know what? Those of you who sew, if you do get blood on fabric, there's only two ways to remove it, and that's with peroxide or your own saliva. You have dropped everything, anything, either. Oh, I didn't drop anything today? Yeah, because I rested today. I rested a lot today. I was tired. And when I get tired though in the evening because of my neuropathy, my hands just dump everything. I'm famous for tripping over things too because I don't look down. Walking into walls, chipped my two front teeth. Walked into a wall at Auntie Joanne's house, a concrete wall. Turned around and walked right into it. Psalm 146. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell my bean pie I said hello. I call my middle great grandchild Beans because her name is Sydney. I call her Sydney Beans. I'm the only one that calls her that silly name. But she calls me Nanners. So I'll finish sewing the half of these pink ones. There's just a few more. And thank you for keeping me company while I'm making my family gifts. So this is the very simplest quilt you could ever make. I taught one of my friends in North Carolina how to make one. She had the biggest embroidery machines you ever saw. They were single, but they had the biggest hoops. She made 53 quilts for her different family members, 53 of them. She's saying, hello, everybody. Everybody, you'd like to get one made, but someone, it would be more meaningful. You can save your old pants and old shirts, Rambo. You could go to secondhand stores. They say don't use old sheets, but I say use whatever you have and stay warm. Mike's saying if anybody's in the bushes, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So this fabric, I'll be glad when it's gone. It's actually the end of it. I bought a bolt of it. It was 10 yards. So I have one little piece of it in case I have to fix something or I don't have enough for one of the things I started. But when it's washed and dried, it will shrink up. When you guys have quilts, make sure you wash them in cool water. You can hang them to dry on the fence or something. You can put them in a dryer, but it shortens the life of them. And you never, never, ever put bleach in a quilt. If you want to freshen it up, brighten it up, you can put a little bit of ammonia in it, or you can put a little bit of baking soda in it, or a little bit of white vinegar in it to brighten it up. I have to tell you guys something. Once I was a quilt show judge, and we had in North Carolina, and there was one quilt show where we had over 400 quilts submitted. And you know what? Some of these people brought in dirty quilts. They smelled like their dogs. They smell, and I'm not knocking it, they smell like cigarette smoke. We couldn't take anything with smells in it. If you sew anything, it would be on the right, or you would sew yourself onto it. I sewed my finger a month ago. Talking, looking at the thing, and it hurt too. Okay, so these girls are going to get these quilts for Christmas. And yours too, Dolores. Can't stop, passing through, moving and grooving. I saw you from the bushes today. Sometimes I'm on TV. I can get to say hello before I get on my exercise bike. Or, but you a mess. Can't stop. You are so funny, especially when you're roaring and hollering up there in that big old truck with the red hood, shiny red. Never looks dirty either, I might add. Okay. Everybody saying blessings to you. Be safe. Be safe, you guys. So these two extra blocks were extras. So I put them over there. And I have finished sewing one side of Sydney's quilt block. The hardest thing about this rag quilt, the hardest thing about this is just making the fringe, cutting the little 1/3 inch, 1/4 inch slits in the fabric. You see, it's all ironed. It's all ironed. I have a couple of other pieces. I guess I'll put a piece in that strip quilt that I'm doing. Do any of you have any questions about quilting? Or Gina? Gina was getting her nails did today. She was getting those nails did. Smelling like butt sounds like stinky booty confessions. You're right. You are right. And how could they? And then sometimes we would have quilt meetings and they would pass around quilts to show like a certain technique or something they done. And it was like the dog was in their pickup truck that they just drove there and the quilt smelled like dog. Are you serious? How rude is that? So now I see like when Bouger and Nikki and them are talking about something that happened at like 1908 or something. I see where you guys are talking about. I never saw it before. I must be looking through the bottom part of the glasses. So do any of you have any questions? And just to give you guys a rough idea of how much fabric it takes to make a quilt, just one side of a twin quilt, which is 63 by 87, this quilt that I'm making for these girls will be like about 15, like 10 times 6, 60. It will be about 55 inches wide by about 70 inches, a little less than 6 feet, because they're almost 6 feet. And I like when I get in a quilt, I like to have my feet tucked up under it and have it all tucked up against my neck and have my booty stay under when I turn over. I can't stand it. That's one thing that's cool about not being married. You're not fighting over who has the cover and whose butt is out. Okay, so the just the top of a twin quilt takes 5 1/4 yards plus a yard for the binding. A double quilt, 78 inches by 87, takes 5 1/4 yards plus, excuse me, 3/4 of a yard for binding. A queen size quilt is 84 by 92. That takes 7 1/2 yards. And a king quilt is 100 by 92. That's what they say. And it takes 8 yards. No, plus a yard for the binding. My mother's denim quilt is 112 inches wide by 96 because the old fashioned quilts, they only went across the top of the bed. I like my quilts to hang down the sides, so you have to buy a lot more fabric. It takes 21 to 25 yards of fabric to make a king size quilt. If you make the pillowcases, like Auntie Joanne likes handmade pillowcases, they're 36 inches long. They're 36 inches long. Two pillowcases that's 2 yards plus the end pieces. And you make at least four pillowcases because you have two sets of pillows on the bed. It takes a lot of fabric, you guys. So, do any of you have any questions that you'd like to ask about quilting? I'd like to thank you for keeping company. If you're here on the replay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video out. I appreciate each and every one of you. GQUAT, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And now it's time to say goodbye to all our lovely friends. American Sign Language, this is an L, this is a U, this is how you say I love you. Irene, Alicia, hi neighbor, how are you doing? That's one of my neighbors who used to take arts and craft class from me here. So Irene, this is what I do. You're welcome to come. Psalm 146, yes, 25 yards with including the pillowcases. And you're welcome to come in, and she sews. She's been sewing forever and ever and ever. We used to have so much fun in our arts and craft classes. That was before the shutdown, you guys. So, see you guys on Thursday at 4 p.m. So, this is what I do now, Irene. I have classes online. Thank you, Donzel. Thanks each and every